Ooh, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Darku, and today we're going to be going over the new changes they've added right before Shiny Wars, or on Shiny Wars, should I say, for PokeMMO 2025. They've added some quality of life things, some extra vanities, and just stuff we want to talk about and go over. Real quick shout out to Rastery. I don't know why, the guy was just a fan and wanted a shout out, so I guess we're doing these now. If you want to shout out, let me know. Alright, let's go over them one by one. Obviously, there's a leaderboard for the Shiny Wars of 2025, so if you're involved in the Shiny Wars, or you're just interested in what's going on, there is a leaderboard for the Shiny Wars right now with all the teams, and you can even click on the teams on that little leaderboard here and see who's got what, like this person's got 25 points, for example, and all the other teams are on here. There's currently 99 teams. So yeah, if you want to come over here, check out all kinds of points that everybody's got. Very, very cool. I will say also the Discord bot basically has the same sort of premise. It shows you everything as well. For example, if you're in my Discord, the Darku's Pookies, or any other Discord that has the Poke Events bot in there, you can do, what is it, slash, I think, Shiny, and you can see Shiny Wars leaderboard right here. We'll go like that, and we'll just type it in, and you can see the teams, and these get updated as well, and you can see all of it here. So that's a cool little feature as well that the Poke Events bot in Discord has. But if you're not on Discord or you don't really care for it, this website is obviously really, really good. And I'll put that in the description of this video if you want to jump straight to this. Alright, for the duration of this event, wild encounter shiny rates are increased by 10%. So you get a nice shiny charm permanently, basically. This rate increases does not affect eggs, does not affect fossils, mysterious balls, purchase from Mars, or Shed Ninja. Okay, that's interesting. I think they did the same sort of thing for the Christmas bonus that passed last December. Alright, general changes when it comes to the game then. When chatting on desktop, if the chat frame is minimized and you receive a whisper, you will now receive a notification. Oh, that is interesting. Let's give that a go. Alright, and we're in. And they've broken the archetype theme. Every update they break mods. Every single one. Alright, let's log in. A software update is available for your Pokédex. We'll get into this a little bit later. Obviously, we want to go through the things one by one. But this is interesting. Software update is available for your Pokédex. Oh, it's downloading now, actually, in fact. Your Pokédex was updated with an encounter tracker. Here we go. This is the encounter counter. Again, please ignore that for just a second. We are going to go over each and everything, like, in order, alright? Like I said about the whispers, we're going to go over that first. Here we go. We're just going to close this and just see what happens. I guess it did make a noise. I don't know about notification, but it did make a noise. If I minimize it one more time, well, it gives us a little ping, I suppose, but I swear that did that anyway. I'm not sure if I'm missing something there. Thank you to Mistake as well. Big shout out to Mistake for helping me with that little test. Did we really not have a notification sound before? I swear we did. I was hoping something would pop up properly, you know what I mean? Oh well. I can get a big fan to maybe help me with this video. Oh, it tells me I got Poliwag without even seeing it yet. That's interesting. Alright, so we're in a fight, and at the bottom it might say someone's spectating your fight if somebody clicks on you, right? Let's see if this is correct, see if you can do it. Okay, so as you can see at the bottom left, it says this guy has begun to spectate the battle. I'm gonna run away. Can't escape. Nice one, Dark. We've covered here a level 19 Whimsicott. Get me out of here. And we'll try one more time. Let's go to the settings. I think it was interface. At the very bottom, spectator notifications. Turn that off. Save. And we'll try one more time. We can already see that we've got a Poliwhirl on our first little rod here. Okay, huge. Okay, so he spectated me and it never popped up that he spectated me. So that's exactly what that does then. Alright, so if you want that on, you know, if you don't want to see people watching you, well, they can still watch you, but if you don't want to be notified that they're watching you, turn this off here. I don't see too much of the point of turning that off, but it is what it is. And I guess to stop more pop-ups that, you know, interfering with your battle log, maybe? But yeah, alright, cool, that's that. Huge thanks to this guy. He's going to be famous. Listen, I have to be famous first before you get famous, okay? But huge shout out to Magma, I'm going to call you Magma Chad, alright? For helping me so much. I appreciate you. Alright, next on the list is when sleeping, monsters now close their eyes. When not, they can now blink. That's interesting. Alright, so here's our Ekans. How big does this encounter counter get? My goodness, let's move this over, maybe like down here for a minute. Alright, so we can now blink, but we do have the 3D models on. Maybe they don't blink at all, or maybe they don't even have their eyes closed in the 3D models, right? It wouldn't really make sense, I suppose. But with the 2D models, they would, I think, right? Let's just put it to sleep and see what happens. Yeah, no. So if you've got the 3D models installed, it's not going to work, alright? But if you're using like the default 2D models, I suppose they would. Let's quickly give that a go. And if you're using 3D and you don't know how to go back to 2D or whatever, go to your mod management when you log out. Mod management, bottom right. And just turn off your 3D mod. So I just turn mine off. I'm going to quickly save and come back. Okay, here's a Pokemon that can actually be slept. Nice. Alright, so Nidoran, who's awake, he can blink. Let's see if he blinks. There he goes, he gives us a blink. Alright, let's spore him. Put him to sleep. Oh, he does have his eyes closed. Bless him. There we go, eyes closed. He'd be sleeping. That is kind of cute, but not as good as having 3D models. So I'm going to quickly log out and put them back on. It's kind of a sad thing that we can't have the 3D models have their eyes closed, blah blah blah, but it is what it is. Put my 3D models back on and save and restart. Okay, next on the list is the swarm data has been updated to include new species. That's the PokeMMO swarms. This isn't what I thought it was earlier, but it's actually swarms, you know, where you randomly have them appear on the map somewhere in each region. Just random swarms. They've changed some stuff, so changed the Pokemon that can swarm up and obviously different locations as well. And unfortunately, the first thing I walked into was a Volcarona swarm, which was pretty crazy. And there's like no walking sprite for a Volcarona, so they were walking around as Bulbasaur. There is literally no one on this earth that can convince me the PokeMMO devs actually test this game, I swear down. Anyways, I have some clips for you, so enjoy that as well. Spindas now have a unique appearance. Oh my goodness, I just went back to my 3D models. Alright, during my testing of this, they actually were broken. However, after recording my video, the game literally updated and fixed this issue right after I finished recording. So, Spindas do actually have unique patterns now, and I caught this really scary looking one on the global chat, so I thought I'd share it with you all. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Spinda has unique patterns now. You can have really cool ones, and I imagine people are going to be looking for like skull helmet looking ones and stuff. That'd be really cool. Many user interfaces such as Guild and Bag are now more controller accessible. Guild? Okay, we've got the controller out. Guild, though, I don't know. Oh gosh, I don't know. Alright, well... Alright, I'm gonna be honest with you. Using the controller in this game is not fun at all. I don't know how you even... Like, you know what? I'll take their word for it on this one. I'm not going to use the controller on this game, okay? It's not a game for controller. It really isn't. Yeah, we'll take their word for it, that this is apparently easier to access. But for me personally, I'm not. The only time I've ever used a controller is if I'm planting Leppa Berries and I use my D-pad or something for quick using the watering can. That's literally it. But PokeMMO is a very clicky game. You click everywhere, you know what I mean? So for me, it's like, I don't know. I'm a huge controller player as well. I love playing on Xbox and stuff. But for PokeMMO, nah. Oh, here we go. So when out of battle a move is hotkeyed, the number displayed is now the actual use of the battle skill instead of the remaining PP. This affects which move is consumed, 1 PP per out of battle usage, like Sweet Scent. So yeah, they were just talking about Sweet Scent. It now says we've got 4 left. And you can see we've got 22 out of 32 on the Sweet Scent. So it still takes 5 off of your Sweet Scent, but it only says 6 uses at the top, if that makes sense, rather than 32. So that's nice. I think that's a nice quality of life. You know how many times you can press it, instead of having like a remainder of 2 or something. It was really annoying. When used, Sweet Scent can now automatically replenish its PP using Leppa Berries evers in the player's inventory. Huh? I'm going to quickly put this clip in. Obviously, like I said, about the Sweet Scenting not work or whatever, and it still asks you, so we can click Sweet Scent, and again, it's going to ask you like this. Turns out there's actually enable auto replenish at the bottom here, which I didn't see before. There's also an option like that as well. If you go to menu and your settings, and in gameplay it says auto replenish PP items, you can tick this or untick this and save, and now you can just click and it should auto replenish without you having to use any lepers. That's really, really cool. Obviously it still uses the leper or the ether, etc., but it doesn't ask you, it just does it. So if you're like hardcore shiny hunting and you don't want it to pop up anymore saying, do you want to use lepers, you can just click it every single time, no problem. So once again, you see us with 0 up here, sweet sense left, with all these whoopers popping up, and we're going to click it one more time. It doesn't even ask us, it just does it. It just pops a Leppa Berry for us. There you go. It does actually work. There's just a setting for it you need to turn on, that's all. Alright, next on the list. Shiny monsters now show a unique particle in the summary. Okay. Alright, so as you can see, here's our Pikachu non-shiny, and if we bring out like a Luxray shiny, it did a little spin of shiny particles, and then you see these little tiny particles coming off of them. Same with Whimsicott, slightly off center, yikes, and then shiny particles everywhere else. Seems like some of them are bigger than the other ones for some reason. Nope, this one's now fixed. That was weird. Hold on, let's try it one more time. There we go, it's bigger now for some reason. I don't know what changed that, but sure. One thing I wanted to show off as well, because obviously you've got these little shiny things, so this now means it's shiny, right? If it's got these things around it. People used to get confused when you looked at flying Pokemon, because flying Pokemon have these effects, where it's like, everyone's like, is this shiny? No, it's a flying type. I grabbed this one off the GTL just to have a little look at it, but you see what I'm saying? People used to think this was shiny, but now, if a shiny is a shiny, it'll now look like this on the summary, I suppose. That's kind of cool. It still has its original background of like grass in the background, electric in the background, but has these little particles. Very nice. One thing I also noticed as well, if we click off these, is when we're in the PC, it's extremely off-center. So look at that. What's going on with this one? PokeMMO, what's going on with this one? Hopefully we'll get that fixed. Eggs now use a unique sprite depending on the species type. Ooh! Alright, Eggman, let's show me what a Shinx egg... Oh, these strings being broken like this are awful. Great, first let me give you these incubators to hatch the eggs. 5 times egg incubators. Okay. You seem to be already experienced trainer here, let me give you some more. 3 times egg incubators. Sure. Put these in, very poggers. Have one of our Shinxes, gonna force it male. I'm just gonna breed this real quick. The Shinx egg was sent to an incubator? What in the helly is going on here? Where does one see their incubator? This is a new thing too, we haven't got to this on the list yet. There's an incubator here? Oh, what the Oh, flame body people. Sure. So you can attach a Pokemon with flame body or magma armor to increase hatching speed. So I've put one in there in my egg incubators bit. But what I did is I went into my PC and clicked on the little egg incubator here. Don't know if there's any other way of doing that or what. Can I obviously look at it though, it's a nice little white egg with a little bit of yellow spots on it and stuff to show that it's a shiny, or not a shiny, to show that it's a Shinx egg, should I say, an electric type egg. It could be shiny, that'd be interesting. Not sure how this works though. Here is one great example of how PokeMMO does not tell content creators anything. Okay, so content creators such as myself, or even like Petrowski, or other content creators that exist for PokeMMO, the Pokemon MMO devs don't tell us anything. So we literally have no idea what's going on when a new update drops. It would be nice if we got some sort of like 2-week notice and like an NDA, like don't say nothing, just be prepared for these changes. But I digress. You know what I mean? So we could tell you about things, rather than being like, yes, I have 0 idea. So hatching animation, we'll turn this on for like all of them, and then I suppose we'll just wait. Right? And then we'll see if we get one. Okay, so it turns out the incubator can just hatch the egg. It doesn't need to be in your party. That is really interesting. To see that hatch animation scared me though, because I forgot I turned the non-shiny off, or whatever. Alright, so it's hatched. I don't think you can go in an incubator or anything from here. No, it just says that we have 8 of them. That's interesting. We'll go over them properly in just a second, but we need to just figure out what the heck is going on here. Alright, so going into the PC, we're going to click this egg incubator option down here. And it opens up here, and we can see the Shinx. It says Oh my goodness. Okay, it says all kinds of stuff there. That's interesting. Can I just pull this back out? Yes. And the question is, can you hatch loads of eggs and just put loads of eggs in here without them being in incubators? And then, you know what I mean? Like, or does this cap how many eggs you can do per hour? Because this would be awful, absolutely awful if that is the case. Alright, we've lined up 9 EVs here, female EVs with 9 male field Pokemon, even if it's like Koalavas and stuff. I don't really care, even if we're getting rid of the 31s, just for the test. Alright, moment of truth. So here's our 8th one right now. That was our 8th EV. We'll try and do our 9th one now. Ah, sent to the PC box. Okay, so it does not limit how many eggs you can do. In fact, this is a good update because it means that you can hatch 8 at once. That's actually very nice. That's a nice quality of life. Thumbs up, PokeMMO. Was a little bit confusing trying to work that out, but thumbs up, alright? Thumbs up. Can we click on this without going to the PC box, I wonder? Click. No, that's unfortunate. Okay, well, still thumbs up though. This is actually pretty poggers. The fact that we can click on this incubator, we can put a flame body Pokemon in here with 8 eggs hatching all at once without having any of this in our party. This is a W. This is a W for PokeMMO, I will say. These extra spots though, what's this about? Oh no. Purchase temporary incubators. An incubator for hatching eggs can be used up to 500 times before it breaks. Up to 7 temporary incubators can be used at one time. Oh, brother, this guy stinks! Okay, PokeMMO, it's now a 50-50, okay? It was a W, but this is disgusting what you've done here. Okay. Well, it's nice that you gave us 8. I don't know how I've got these, but we'll look over that in a moment. But this is... no. Okay. I'm not even going to cover that, because that is disgusting. I'm going to pretend like I didn't see that. Yikes. On to the next one then. When interacting with the Daycare Man, players can now directly access full functionality of the PC. We were able to do that pretty much last time, right? We were able to do that already. Unless they mean like we can go to this guy and like click on this now, I guess, maybe is their whole thing. Because we were able to do this before, I'm sure, anyway. Like, we had this since last patch. So, now I'm just confused. I don't know. Maybe they do mean that we can use like this and stuff like that, and we can use advanced search and stuff. Was we not able to do that before? I can't remember, but we did have the PC and stuff up before, so I'm not entirely sure what they mean by that. It could be, like I just said, the incubator options, as well as like the advanced search. Maybe we didn't have that before. I don't know. I can't quite remember, but I'm more than sure we've had this PC thing for a while, so that's weird. Eggs can no longer hatch whilst in the party, by the way, so that's interesting. So, I never thought about it before, but obviously where you're hatching eggs now in an incubator, 8 of them at once, you can no longer, well, I mean, you can carry eggs with you, but they won't hatch in your party. So that's interesting. So Flame Body as an outer battle ability is just not going to really matter anymore. So that is really interesting. So there's no point carrying a Flame Body Pokemon with you, and there's no point carrying any eggs with you because the incubators do all of that. It now says 4 of 8 eggs hatched at the top, so keep a note of what's going on up there, I suppose, at all times. You cannot click on it, which is kind of annoying. I wish you could click on it. PokeMMO, devs, if you watch this, let us click on that, please. Because now I have to go here and have a look, you know what I mean? Pain. Alright, and you can still like hold control and press your left click and it will just shove them in. That's nice. And then I can do that with this? Yep, shoves it right in. Okay, sound. But like I said, it would be cool if we could click on this and be able to, even if we can't move stuff, be able to see what's hatched would be kind of cool, I think. Incubator's hatch speed can be sped up by keeping party members with Flame Body Magma Armor in the special PC slot. We figured that one out already, as you've seen previously. Incubators can be fully managed without needing to be at a PC. Alright, and as per usual, after I finished recording this video, they actually did fix this problem. This wasn't working before, but now at the very bottom of the screen, you can see that I've got egg incubators next to my bag that you can just click on. Players can now obtain 8 permanent incubators. That's how many we have, so I'm curious why we've got them. Alright, so 5 incubators are given to the player when you first meet the Daycare Man of each region. If you've done each region, you get 5 in total for meeting the Daycare Man. That's interesting. 1 incubator can be obtained after defeating the Elite 4. Okay, that's cool. Like all of the Elite 4 or just 1? Like if I just do Kanto, does that mean I now have 2 incubators? Because I've seen the Kanto Daycare Man and I've got the Elite 4. I guess time will tell. I assume yes, you'll have 2 if you just do Kanto. 1 incubator can be obtained after defeating Ho-Oh in a rematch. Okay, 1 incubator can be obtained after defeating Red in Mount Silver. That is going to be a hard one to get for a lot of people, because you have to complete your OT Pokédex. So that's all of the Pokemon in the game, not legendaries, but all of the Pokemon in the game you have to catch yourself. And then you can get to Mount Silver, and then you have to beat Red too, but then you'll get the incubator, so that's really cool. But that is nice that you get 8. 8 hatching is kind of nice, to be honest. But if you're like a newer player, or like mid-game player, like you haven't quite reached that end game yet, you're going to not be able to hatch as many Pokemon as what you used to be able to. That's what I've just realized. Like, you used to be able to have 1 flame body Pokemon at the top, and then hatch like 5 eggs at once, right? But now if you're like a newish player, you haven't got to end game yet, you're only going to have like 2 incubators. You're going to have less than 5, that's for sure. Oof. You're going to have to do every region before you can just do normal... Well, I mean, it is what it is. Players who have already met this criteria, bonus incubators will automatically apply to their character. Yes, we've had this. So that's exactly why we've got 8, because we've done all of this. Very nice. Like I said, this is a really nice change, this thing. In my opinion, nice change for late game players. Rough change for newer players or people who are doing like Iron Man accounts and stuff. That's oof. It does say though, for this update, eggs obtained through the storyline will continue to be hatched while in the party. This will be changed in a later game update. Right, so from tomorrow till the end of Earth. Yeah, got it. Okay, next up is the encounter tracker. Finally, we can speak about the encounter tracker because it's been on our screen the whole time. We haven't really gone over it. The encounter tracker is now available as a dex upgrade for players who have defeated the Elite Four in any region. This upgrade will automatically apply to your dex upon login if already valid. There's a dex upgrade if you've defeated the Elite Four. So if you do like just Kanto, for example, and then you'll get the encounter counter tracker added to your Pokédex. That's kind of a cool thing, actually. It's like something you've earned, I suppose. It's kind of weird that you wouldn't get the encounters counter before the Elite Four, in a respect of like a lot of new players start playing the game, and a lot of new players find shinies before they've even reached the Elite Four. Like, so it's kind of, you know what I mean? I feel like, I don't know. It's kind of cool that you earn it, but in another respect, why don't we get it straight away? Because people do get shinies before they've completed the Elite Four. So, I don't know. That's a weird one for me. It's good and bad in its own right. The encounter tracker also keeps track of all shiny encounters. That's cool. Okay, I do like this, dude. The encounter tracker also keeps track of all shiny encounters. I like that a lot. Because does that mean it's going to like store data? Like, oh, I've been like that one time I was against like that Graveler, 447,000 before I found a shiny. So will that be saved? That would be nice. Obviously it's not gonna be because that was in the past, not like right now. But it's cool if this saves our encounter trackers. That'd be that's so nice. The current wild shiny rate for your character is now shown in this widget as well. This is true. Okay, so here's the widget. You can have a total up the top, and then 1, 2, 3, and then it'll say other. So you click on this at all, it comes up with all of our things here. It says, well, I've had 41 encounters. Our shiny rate is 1 in 27,000 because we've got this current shiny wars are on buff. That's kind of cool that they've done this, by the way. I just want to give a quick shout out to PokeMMO. It's nice that you've given this for the shiny wars thing, because the shiny wars was never really an official thing last year, and now it feels more official because you've done this type of thing. It's actually kind of nice for everyone who's doing shiny wars. Last shiny is so this is interesting. So if we click on like eggs, ooh, okay, and we can pin. Okay, I like this a lot. Your last shiny, and you have a history too now. So if you get a shiny from this point onwards, maybe it'll literally tell you how many encounters, capture date, species. Oh, that's so good. Honestly, W for PokeMMO, please. Don't let me just eat my words and show me some sort of pay-to-win fucking thing after this. I'm going to be upset. W. It also says, note that the number displayed wild shiny rate does not necessarily match the rate applied to non-wild encounters. That is true. In respects of, it does say 1 in 27k, but they explicitly said that this does not go towards eggs or like Shedinja, etc. during shiny wars, during this thing. So yeah, this is wild encounters only. So although it does say 1 in 27,000, it is still technically 1 in 30,000 for eggs right now, if that makes sense. A cosmetic items upgrade. 96 cosmetic items have had their appearances refreshed to improve quality and presentation, including Oh my goodness. Listen, the link for this little forum post will be in the description of this video too, so you can go over this if you really want to look at everything here. Personally, I mean, nothing's changed on my appearance, I don't think. We're fine, alright? We've got some newer sort of stuff on anyway. But if this has changed for you and it looks better, cool. I am happy for you personally. Alright, global trade link updates. This is interesting. Item market updates. Item listings now show the current lowest prices available for an item. Okay, so we're going bottom right for the trade. We'll go to the item market. Ooh, okay, what's this? Okay, 24-hour percentage, 7-day percentage, 1-hour percentage, and lowest price. Down by 44%, my goodness. Well, this is interesting. By lowest price, that's gone up in price. This is kind of cool. You got like a whole stock market going on. That is kind of cool. Do they have this for the Pokemon thing? No. Okay, Pokemon specific. I guess it doesn't really make sense to do Pokemon because there's all different IVs and natures, so it doesn't really make sense, I suppose. Dittos it would, other than that. Item market that makes sense. That's kind of cool though. I like this, like a stock market thing. Cool. Players can now quickly buy multiple listings simultaneously. Alright, so if we click on something like Sunstone here, buy, what the heck is this? So there's only 6 here, so if we wanted 7, what does that do for us? Okay, that's interesting. It buys like the next one type deal. Ooh. So once again, if we look at like Moonstone here, 2 of them, we click on this. If we want like 3, we can buy 3, but it's going to buy 2 of these and this one here. That is interesting. This doesn't work, but yeah, this is interesting. This is really cool actually. I like this a lot. I'm not gonna lie, I'd like this a lot. This is nice. This is nice. Create Auction will now show basic information about an item's current pricing. Okay, so here's something interesting. There's an item listing and then there's an item market. So there's like the stock market of up, down, like bids and stuff or whatever. And like an item listing of just pure, just selling for one price. That is odd. If I create a listing and chuck an item in there, like a random item that I can sell, lowest price 150, and then like it shows you what the other ones on the market are by the looks of it, I think. That's crazy work. Oh my goodness. Okay, I like that. This is a nice quality of life market update. I like this a lot actually. GTL listings can now have their prices updated without needing to relist. Now that is nice. If I click on this Feebas that hasn't sold for 9,999, click on this, we can put this to like 7,000, accept, and there we go, change it to 7,000 without having to claim it off and put it back up. That's so nice. Next up then, when purchasing color vanity items, players can now quickly search for or select specific color entries of an item. So we go on PokeMMO, we're looking for an item, collared cape, which looks like this by the way, very cool. I used to run the red collar cape quite a lot when I first started the game. It's a very cool thing. I'm not entirely sure how you select the color. So, I'm not sure. It doesn't say like a color thing at the top here. In advanced search, there's nothing here specific either. This is like the item market. Collared cape in here. If I click on it, colorable. No, nothing. It doesn't really say anything. That's kind of sad. I actually don't know. I'm not entirely sure. I don't know. Maybe we'll do... If we figure something out on this, we'll put it once again in the pinned comment of the video. But for this specifically, I don't know what they mean by this because I've not been able to find that myself. Maybe I'm just stupid. I mean, I know I am stupid. But you know, I don't know how to find this out. I know obviously we can see these, and we can see that they're obviously a different color here, but I don't know how to search for them specifically without typing it in, like if I type in like white. And that doesn't even work either. Okay, well, no idea how to search it up then. I don't know how to do this, alright? Not like there's loads of them anyway, but, you know, it would be nice to have this feature and know how it works. So far, no bueno. Alright, next on the agenda then, ladies and gents, is the new items. We've got the Pure Amulet, which is a new item, now available through the Battle Point shop. Let's quickly see if we can also buy one off the GTL. It's called the Pure Amulet. Yes, you can. They're going for like 80 to 90k at the moment. Who knows if that'll ever change. But if we go into the BP shop over here, and speak to this lady and wait 2 years for her to give us the option. And we just find the Amulet. So, an item to be held by a Pokemon. It prevents the holder from having its stat stages lowered. It doesn't prevent stat clearing effects like Clear Smog or Haze though. Okay, interesting. So, prevents it from getting lowered, I suppose. You know, if you're against something and you got like +6, you can't get that lowered. By like Intimidate or something, right? But but it doesn't prevent stat clearing effects like Clear Smog or Haze. So you can be +6, get hit with Clear Smog or Haze, and it'll go away. But if you're hit by like Intimidate, it won't go down, I suppose. Like your attack won't go lowered. That's interesting. And that is for 9,800 battle points at the battle point mart. Next on the list is the Eject pack. This looks like a consumable because it's only 100 BP. So this will be consumed every time it's used. So if you're in battle, this is used, you'll have to have another one to make sure it's constant. The other one that we mentioned, the Amulet thing, looks like it's permanent, not a consumable, but a held item properly. And this Eject pack is a held item still, but it's a consumable. So like I said, once again, if you use it, it's just gone. You'll have to buy another one. Whereas the Amulet is not the case, it's not the same thing. It even says here, consumed upon use. So an item to be held by Pokemon, if the holder's stats are lowered, it will immediately switch into another Pokemon in your party. That'll be an interesting PvP item, I think, if I'm honest. But there we go, so 100 BP for those, and obviously, like I said, they're consumable, so you're going to need a couple of these if you want to constantly use them. Cool. Next up, this is the text processing improvements. Honestly, the best thing from this is the fact that the date and the times formats are like to your own things now, rather than like, let's say, US time dates type deal. So that's nice. The rest of it is just quality of life. Non-English speaking improvements by the looks of it. Alright, the gift shop now has the orange and blue. Orange? Looks more red to me, but alright. Orange and blue flaming swords are now available in the gift shop for a limited time. Okay, gets to that point again where we got new vanities. Limited, oh my goodness. You guys know how I feel about limited. I cannot stand limited vanities, but they are nice. Finally, by the way, I will give it this. Although I'm not a big fan of limited vanities at all, and I hate the fact that they're 2,000 reward points, that's crazy work. However, finally, and I mean finally, we have a good hand vanity. The only thing we've had for ages is that Shadowbone thing, and I've never really liked it, but people were like crazy about it, because like, oh, it's the only good one. Finally, we have something cool. The orange flaming sword, that is kind of badass, I'm not gonna lie, let's check it out. It looks kind of janky in your hand. As a profile picture, it looks kind of janky. I don't know why, it just looks janky. But sure. Let's check out the blue one as well in the profile. Sure. Battle. Obviously there's none in the battle. I don't know why I even checked that. But the profile, it looks weird how the women hold it. Like you're holding like the sword piece in your palm of your hand. That's really weird. I'm not sure if I like that. Maybe the male is different. In fact, I can show you what the male one looks like. Alright, so here's my original Darku from 2013. That's how old I am. Seriously. Alright, gift shop, because we're obviously a dude. Go to the red sword and check out what it looks like on the profile. And there we go. That's what it looks like. On the guy, it looks legit. Finally, the men have something. Because the hairstyles for guys are terrible. But the sword in the guy's hand, very poggers. Sword in the girl's hand, not very poggers. But I mean, when you're walking around as like a little sprite overworld, it's not so bad, no matter if you're a man or a woman, right? But the profile, the dude looks really, really cool. But it is cool, like I said. It is kind of a W because finally we have something good for the hand vanity. Like I said, I've never liked the Shadowbone, but people used to love that thing. And make the prices go crazy, like 30 million plus kind of thing. Ridiculous. Yo, some more new items as well. We got the Chum buckets are now available in the gift shop. Oh no. More gift shop stuff. A special type of charm which attracts foes in water. When active, rods will always catch foes and may catch more than one at a time. Alright, as we can see here, yeah, Chum bucket, 200 reward points. A very pungent bucket, fish lure. Pokemon will always be caught while fishing. Sometimes you may fish up more than one Pokemon. Consumed upon use for 1 hour. So it's like a shiny charm. You get 5 of them. You get 5 of them. Okay, so you get like 5 hours for 200 reward points. May sometimes fish up more than one, but it will always fish a Pokemon. Okay, if you're like Feebas hunting or like Staryu hunting, you know what I mean, trying to shiny hunt while fishing, I mean, this is viable. This is viable. I'm not the biggest advocate for more gift shop items like this. I like earning stuff, but this is still kind of cool. The fact that you get 5 of them for 200 isn't so bad, I guess. Obviously, you get 1 shine charm for 100, so this isn't too bad in respect to that. Next on the list, I didn't even need to look at it really, but the Sweet Scent Ocarina. We, as a community, we have asked for the Sweet Scent Ocarina since forever, okay? Let's have a little read of what it does though, because it might be a bit different. Summons a Pokemon which will use Sweet Scent outside of battle, cannot be used in certain instances. This item has PP charges and must be recharged to use. This is exactly what the community has been wanting for a very, 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 very long time. I think I even put in a request for this like a year ago. Oh my goodness, they finally did it. I'm guessing the recharge is when you go to the Pokemon Center and heal up. I assume that's what that recharge is. Assume. But that's really cool, we finally got one of these, nice. Balancing. Some Horde lure areas have been updated. So in Kanto's Route 6, instead of, it replaces the lure Wigglytuff with lure Smeargle. Okay, that's kind of cool actually. Having a Smeargle in Route 6 in Kanto with a lure so early game, that's really cool actually, I like that, having Smeargle that early game. Johto's Dragon Den. Okay, so replaces the 85% Magikarp with 75% Magikarp plus 10% Horsey. And replaces the 4% Magikarp Horde with 2% Magikarp Horde and 2% Horsey Horde. Interesting. So maybe, I might be reading this wrong, but maybe this is Magikarp, Horsey, and Dratini now. You know what I mean? Rather than just Magikarp and Dratini. Maybe they've added Horsey as a 10% in there. We should go investigate this. Okay, so we are getting Magikarp as well. Interesting, yes, so this really is. This is Magikarp, Horsey, and Dratini here now. That's really interesting. Although the Magikarp percentage is really high, I did actually manage to get 20 Horsey, 15 Dratini, and the 5 Magikarp here. Really, really interesting. So maybe that's what they're going to change a lot of, to be honest. In the Sinnoh route, replace 3.5% Bibarel Horde with 1.5, and they're now introducing the Starly Hordes. This is a super early, like 3 times Horde area, I believe. Getting replaced by Zubat Horde. Why would you do this though? Okay, this is mean. I'll be honest. The Starly Horde, not bad. All right, I'll be honest. The Zubat one, bro. Zubat, come on. But you know, there's some changes for you. Johto Mount Silver replaces the 4% Onyx Horde with a 2% Onyx Horde and a 2% Graveler Horde. Whoa! Oh, brother, this stinks! So now, instead of the Larvitar, so wait, they didn't even say how much the Onyx Horde was to begin with. They've only just said that they've changed from 4 to 2. It's not 4% Onyx in the Larvitar spot. I know that much. Unless they don't mean that. The problem is, Johto Mount Silver is absolutely massive, right? So like, there's different Horde spots for everything. This could be anywhere. I assume they mean where the Larvitar spot is, like the Onyx and Larvitar, but I could be wrong. And if that is the case, they should have told us what they did with this. They replaced the 85% Magikarp with 75% Magikarp plus 10 Horsey. They should have done the same thing for this. Why haven't they said that for this? Oh, that's so annoying. Because now you don't really know. If it's where I think it is, where the Larvitar spot is, that's now a little bit of Larvitar with loads of Onyx and now Graveler. Probably not loads of Graveler, but just Graveler. Which is crazy as well, because Graveler and Geodude and stuff are everywhere in Hordes too. We don't need more Graveler, okay? I'm sick of it. Now we're going to have to bring a damp Pokemon with us every time too. There's obviously a lot of bug fixes too. But we're not going to go over too much of the bug fixes. Obviously they're just fixes. One thing I am curious about, we're going to go Control F and see if they've done ribbons. They have not done ribbons. They have not fixed the ribbons! Or maybe they have and I'm just not seeing it, but no matches apparently. But if anyone knows, I'm not reading through all this, right? If anyone knows about the ribbons, let me know. It's kind of annoying that the Hoenn ribbon contest things have been broken for a long time now and they've still not been fixed. Or maybe they have, I'm not reading all this. Sorry, it's not going to happen. Looking for info about upcoming features we mentioned. Don't worry, it's still on the way. I think this was like for newer shiny chance, or not shiny chance, newer shiny hunting methods. They're still coming later this year. August, September time, maybe then, if that's what they mean. They've also put, hi everyone, we're currently disabling the sale of temporary incubators until next month. The permanent incubators are here to stay, They disabled temporary incubators. Have they? I saw I was still able to buy those. I'm glad they disabled them for Shiny Wars because, again, it really is pay to win. And even Shiny Wars itself is kind of pay to win as it is, alright? If you really think about it. But temporary incubators, so you can just throw more money at the game and you can hatch more eggs and stuff at this. Oh, that's disgusting. I can't get behind that one bit. Not one bit. I think the egg incubators, the permanent ones, are actually a W. The fact that you can put a fire, like flame body, in the PC, and you can hatch 8 eggs at once kind of thing, that's really cool, and you don't have to carry them with you. I think that is a W. I think the temporary ones are disgusting. That is such a cash grab. That is yikes. It's such a pay-to-win sort of aspect. And you know people with a lot of money and don't care are going to be buying those and just have that one-up on everyone. That's that's a no-no. That's a yikes. Alright, last but not least then, although there's literally nothing on here talking about it for some reason, I don't know why. Anyways, we are in Hoenn, in Petalburg City, which is where your dad is in Hoenn, right? We're going to the market, and this is where you can buy the new hat that everybody seems to be wearing. I don't know why this hasn't been noted, like, literally anywhere. Here is the... Hold on, let's move this back to the middle, because it doesn't like it sometimes. Conical, right? The Conical preview. And then blammo, there's the new hat. So the Conical costs only 5k. For some reason, there is no buy option. You got to preview it, then buy it. That's really weird. You're buying this item with the currently picked color, are you sure? I don't know why it acts as if there's different colors. There's not different colors. Okay, we now have the Conical, so go bag, cosmetics, and type in Conical. Here we go. And then blammo. You're now wearing the Conical. So that's what it looks like in-game, and what your trainer card looks like as well. Very poggers. Again, I don't know why this isn't in the patch notes, but that's where you get this. There might actually be other marts where you can buy this too, like the big, huge Pokemarts, and maybe other Pokemarts around different regions, but this is where we know it, where it is specifically in Petalburg City in Hoenn. You can come over here and buy it at the cosmetic desk on the left-hand side. There you go, that's the Conical. There you go, ladies and gents, we've gone over all of the patch notes in the new PokeMMO update for the Shiny Wars. Enjoy your shiny charm for the next 30 odd days, enjoy your incubators and your encounter counter and all that business, and enjoy the new hat that wasn't even mentioned. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already, and join the Darku's Poogies Discord, where it's my community Discord. We play all kinds of games, including PokeMMO, and have a great time. And don't forget to stick it to the man, stand up for your fellow trainers, and do not buy those temporary incubators. Do not fall for this scam, okay? Because if you spend like $80, you can have 2 times advantage over someone who hasn't, which is just crazy. Pay to win, bullshittery. Don't fall for it. Anyways, there's gotta have some bad language somewhere. See you on the video, guys. See ya.
It's annoying.
Bro, I'm fighting Volcaronas at the top of Bell Tower, trying not to click on a fucking Ho-Oh. I'm chasing Bulbasaurs around.
I know, and they all look like Bulbasaurs.
What the hell's going on, bro? I feel like I'm on acid.
Male shiny Pidgeot.